I'm Martin, and this is Short Stories, brought to you by the Taichung Keda Language Center. Today's short story is about the Jewish festival of Passover. I'm guessing most of you have never even heard of Passover and have no idea what it is. That's understandable. There are very few Jewish people in Taiwan. Well, before I tell you about the festival of Passover, I'm going to tell you the vocabulary and vocabulary example sentences. After we learn about this holiday, we are going to then answer the 4 listening comprehension questions. Okay, let's get to it. Vocabulary. Last. Last. Nick said that his love for his wife would last forever and that nothing could change that. Ancestor. Ancestor. Taiwanese people remember and worship their ancestors at certain times throughout the year. Be bursting with. Be bursting with something. The bus was bursting with passengers, so Vicky decided to wait for the next one. Way back. Way back. Mary and I share a lot of great memories because we knew each other from way back. Free. Free. After the bird's wing healed, Daisy freed it in the field behind her school. Refuse. Refuse. My father refused to lend me money because he thought I should be financially independent. Hit. Hit. Until the illness hit him, Kevin had never taken a day off from work. Pour down. Pour down. Rain started pouring down just as we had set up our picnic in the park. Thus. Thus. Charles studies diligently. Thus, he has always gotten good grades at school. From top to bottom. From top to bottom. The police officers searched the building from top to bottom, looking for the escaped prisoner. Remove. Remove. Betty removed the wax paper from the bottom of the honey cake before she ate it. Prior to. Prior to something. Prior to making a decision, Zoe got advice from her trusted friend. Break into pieces. Break something into pieces. Sandy broke the chocolate into pieces before melting them in a bowl. Represent. Represent. Hospitals are represented by little red crosses on the map. Announce. Announce. The participants held their breath when the host announced the winner of the contest. Be similar to. Be similar to. Ed's taste in music is similar to mine in that we both like hip-hop. Now the story. Every religion has special celebrations and ceremonies throughout the year. For Jewish people, Passover is one of the most important festivals of the year. It lasts for 7 or 8 days and is celebrated mainly at home with family and friends. It is a time to remember how the Israelites left a life of slavery in Egypt over 3,000 years ago. The Israelites are the ancestors of the Jewish people, so Passover celebrations are bursting with traditions and old stories. The story of Passover goes way back to to when the Israelites were being held as slaves in Egypt. Moses was chosen by God to help free them and find a land of their own. He frequently asked the Pharaoh of Egypt to let the Israelites go, and each time he was refused. Therefore, God told Moses he was going to hit Egypt with 10 plagues. The first one involved water turning to blood. This was followed by the coming of frogs, gnats, and flies. After that, farm animals died. People got boils. Hail poured down. Locusts ate everything. And then darkness came. The final plague was the firstborn child dying. God told the Israelites to put lamb's blood on their doors so that they would be passed over and their children kept safe. The traditional story of Passover continues with the Pharaoh letting the Israelites go after God's final plague of the firstborn dying. The Israelites knew they had to leave Egypt quickly. Thus, they didn't have time to let their bread rise or to bring much with them. This story can be found in the book of Exodus in the Hebrew Bible. Today, it is still read out loud during Passover. Families prepare for the holiday by cleaning their homes from top to bottom and removing any crumbs of risen bread. On the evening prior to Passover, each family holds a ceremony called a Seder in their home. A special plate containing a lamb bone, a roasted egg, green vegetables, salt water, bitter herbs, and charoset is laid out. Also on the table are 3 loaves of unleavened bread, just like the Israelites had eaten. The middle one is broken into pieces, and the largest piece is hidden for children to find for a prize. 4 glasses of wine represent happiness. Also, an extra glass and plate are prepared for the prophet Elijah. According to legend, he will show up on Passover to announce the coming of the Messiah. Similar to most festivals, Passover is a time to enjoy with family and friends. Now we will read the listening comprehension questions. Number 1. How long does Passover last? A. 1 day. B. 2 days. C. About a week. D. About a month. The answer is C. About a week. If you remember, it says in the reading that it usually lasts for 7 or 8 days. Question 2. Which of these was not a plague that hit Egypt? A. Cats. B. Frogs. C. Locusts. D. Water turning into blood. The answer is A. Cats. Can you imagine a plague of cats? I can't decide if that would be terrible or amazing. Question 3. During Passover dinner, an extra plate is set for who? A. Frodo. B. Elijah. C. Mumble. D. Jonathan 4. The answer is B. Elijah. Question 4. What do 4 glasses of wine represent? A. Fear. B. Anger. C. Sadness. D. Happiness. Well, obviously the answer is D. Happiness. Of course wine represents happiness. So that's the festival of Passover, and now you know what it is. Usually it's held in the spring, and it involves family coming together and having a big meal. Sounds very nice, right? Well, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.